OCO. My name's Bobbie Smith, and I am a former First Lady of Cherokee Nation.
Hi, I'm June Halfacre. I am a former Cherokee Nation employee of 40 and a half years. I worked in the public health. I retired in April of 2019, and my mission is to work with casinos, work with housing, work with policymakers to get smoke-free properties. And my mission is to do this for the casinos, especially right now during COVID. And I have family members that's had COVID, and I've had friends that's had COVID, and some that have passed. And this is important to me, and I would like to see this be a positive thing for the tribes here in Oklahoma. And after seeing my mother pass whenever I was 21 years old from cancer, lung cancer, my mission was to get people to stop smoking, and that's what I've done at the tribe, is do smoking cessation classes and work on policies. And I think it's time for more progress.
Yes, I did grow up in a traditional household. Cherokee is my first language. I had to learn English first grade in school. My father never spoke English. And then in college, it was kind of hard to get away from home because once you get away from home, you're kind of living in two different worlds. And when you come back, you had to transition back to your traditional culture and values, which I moved away from Tahlequah in '78 to live in Tulsa. So that sort of took me away from my people, and always look forward to coming back because, you kind of, being Cherokee speaker, you feel like you were in two different worlds.
Well, I did not live in a traditional household, I guess you could say, halfway. My grandpa lived next door, actually my great-grandpa, and he was a medicine man, full-blood Cherokee. He tried to teach us the language. I never paid attention. My mother, she spoke it, and we had a lot of the traditional ways, but not always, because my father is non-Cherokee, and so not native at all. So yes, part of it and part of it not. Our grandpa taught us a lot about medicine, but not a lot either, because back then women did not learn that. It was something that the men done.
Traditional tobacco use is something that's used where it's doctored, used by the stomp grounds and other ceremonial grounds by many different, mainly by many native people. And commercial is something you just get from a store, in which my dad used a commercial tobacco. He used to smoke pipe, and all of his life he used commercial tobacco. And but when you go to ceremonial grounds, that's different, because that tobacco is grown. Some people grow their own tobaccos and use that for ceremonial. It's doctored, and they have more than just one person doing doctoring the tobacco. It's like 7 people. They call them medicine men that does that. So that's, to me, that's the difference. And when you use that ceremonial, at ceremonial grounds, when you use it with the pipe, that's supposed to be a prayer that you're sending up in heaven. So.
Plus, the commercial tobacco has got a lot of chemicals and stuff like that added to it, nicotine, stuff to get you addicted to it, and so that would not be considered something sacred that we would use. And a lot of people call it sacred tobacco, and it's not grown a lot here in Oklahoma. And some medicine men do grow it, and they do have their own, but you don't see a lot of it.
No, I haven't. I know my mother used to smoke when we were young, because we used to steal her cigarettes, go hide in the woods. But I think when she found out she was missing cigarettes every day, she had to quit. She quit because she didn't want us picking up the habit of using commercial tobacco.
And for me, I never have smoked. I don't, never wanted to smoke because my mother smoked. And as I grew up, she would let us go get the butts from her cigarettes and light them up for her. But I never did like the smell. I didn't like the taste. And then she had developed lung cancer. And so this is my goal, is to make sure people don't have to go through what she did. And you never forget that last breath and what they're doing before they pass.
Yes, because I feel like if you are around smoking, secondhand smoking is worse than, that person actually smoking. So I do advocate for not to be a non-smoking, and it's cleaner for your health. Because I had a close friend that just passed from lung cancer not too long ago, and she was a heavy smoker. And I think if there was a way to help her to quit the habit, she might have been living today. And so I would like to see all the places to be non-smoking. I know that's a bad habit for a lot of people, that for hard for them to kick that habit.
For me, I agree with Bobbie here. It is a bad habit. The state of Oklahoma has brought in laws and policies to make sure that no smoking inside property, inside buildings. But on the other hand, when we live on reservations or live here on properties for the tribe, we have a sovereign nation, and so we have our own laws. And so when we go to like the casino, some of the casinos I'll still allow people to smoke, and they shouldn't do that. That's not helping, and they tailor to smokers. I just think that here lately with the new policies from Cherokee Nation, they no longer allow smoking at the casinos, and because of the COVID. And I have tried very hard for many, many years to get this a policy developed, and just recently they did do that, and I want to congratulate them for what they have done.
It was just, it depended on where you went. Some casinos had a non-smoking area. Mainly that's where you stayed there if you were not non-smokers. But if you went into smoking, it just sort of took your breath away. You couldn't hardly breathe at some places. The smoking was so heavy. And then if you liked playing where the smokers were, you had to kind of shield your mouth and nose. with your clothing, like your sweater or whatever you were wearing. And a lot of times I got up and left whenever someone would light up right beside me. I would just get up and leave because I didn't want to have to inhale all that smoke and damage my health.
Same for me. I like to go to the casinos once in a while. We and Bobbie are buddies, and that's our entertainment sometimes. And going into a smoking facility, you come out smelling like smoke, and you can't get rid of that unless you go home and take a shower. I once went into a small casino, and it was reeked of smoke big time, and I almost had an asthma attack. I couldn't even stay in there 5 minutes. And so it really affects people, the workers and the players too. And with the health and well-being of people, we really do need to look at, especially here at COVID. I mean, I'm happy that COVID showed up, but I'm not happy because of the effects that it's killed people and the health. But it made us aware of the things that we need to be doing to keep people alive and healthy.
Yes, June and I went to West Salon. That's Cherokee Casino. I was impressed how they had it set up. The smokers they had a smoke station where the smokers could come out and go to that tent and smoke, but they had to go back in with a mask. So, and while you were in there, it was just refreshing to not smell that smoke in the casino. And I congratulate Cherokee Nation for thinking of things that way for the patrons, and I think it's more healthy. And we may not had very many people then, but I think more people would be going to play, even though you have, you can still smoke, but you have to go outside to smoke.
I too congratulate Cherokee Nation, and they have made it where you cannot go into a casino unless they take your temperature. They give you a wristband and a mask. You have to have a mask on at all times. They've recently put plexiglasses between all machines, and there's no smoking now. And so they've spent a lot of money helping people. And other places that we've gone to will give you a mask and maybe some gloves, but it's not mandatory that you wear the mask. And they still have smoking facilities there. But I still, again, congratulate the Cherokee Nation for all the work and hard work that they've done.
I would just tell them to keep advocating the smoke-free casinos. It's healthier for all of us that likes to go there for entertainment. And I think this is something that taught us with this COVID, that I hope that's what they thought about, is that with this pandemic here, that they had to change for people to get back into the machines, playing the machines. And it's good to see that they're constantly cleaning the machines. Anything that you touch, and there are times when I think you can take your own gloves if you want to. At some places they did offer gloves when you went in after taking your temperature and giving you a mask. But they do have a lot of sanitizer station that you can go to and clean your hands after you've been on a machine. And I hope they keep that up the way Cherokee Nation has done. I think that's a good way to pattern after us, other tribes to pattern after us.
I agree. I think the Cherokee Nation is a role model right now. Not only the largest tribe, but they are a role model for health. And me being in the health field for 40 and a half years, I can see a big change just over the past year that I've not been at work, after retiring. And this right here has showed me that they really are concerned about the people. And they're taking those right steps. The right steps to make it safe for people. It is entertaining. And so I have heard many years that if they would go smoke-free, other people would come, people that don't smoke, but they would not go because of the smoke previously. So I'm hoping all of them people would come and support the tribe and see that the tribe is very, very conscious of the health and well-being of the constituents.